People. Disappointing loss against Arsenal, breaking our 10-year streak of not losing at home is disappointing always. The game was quite flat from our boys, but you know what? Listen, we have to keep moving. I don't want to get too much into it. Like, I'm not feeling great about the game, but after, you know, the morning after is always great because you get some perspective about the game and you think differently about it. So listen, I'm gonna go over 5 quick points. I mean, obviously regarding players and decisions made and you know, mistakes that have been made that game. And obviously you can only start with one person. It's Jorginho, of course. Jorginho is of course one of my favorite players, of course, but that mistake is unforgivable. You can't pass the ball without looking. You just can't. You can't do it. It's a tough loss, but obviously, listen, we can't blame this one mistake for the loss because we should still score at home versus Arsenal. We should still be scoring at home, regardless of what the result is. Being not scoring at home versus Arsenal will always lead to 0 points for me. If you fail to score in this kind of game, you will concede. I still think if we played for another 3 hours, we wouldn't have scored. That's how worrying it is. He has to look up. He has to pass it to the keeper where in the right position, and I think it's not very forgivable. Like, he doesn't make these mistakes often because he's usually the one with the ball, and he is the last person to have the ball. And more times, 9.5 times out of 10, the ball goes to the correct person and it's not misplaced. But people won't admit that. But that's fine. That's fine. I think in that mistake as well, you're looking at Zouma. It's very important to look at Zouma. Before Jorginho passed it, Zouma was taking too long on the ball. They're dilly-dallying with it, not using his left foot to start play. And there you go. There you go. So listen, Zouma, I'm not a big fan of Zouma. I think his character and his personality around the dressing room is awesome. He's a great human being. Like, he feels his middle name is Happy. You can't help but like the guy. But as a footballer, I don't think he is a correct centre-back to take us forward in a Tuchel system. Tuchel prefers his centre-backs to be able to, you know, build up play and be able to start play with both feet, especially if you play as a left centre-back. And we have to admit, yesterday we suffered so much on the left-hand side because he is incapable of using his left foot, and he also takes too long to make decisions, which attracts pressure. And unfortunately, yesterday that is what happened with the goal. He took too long to pass the ball, sorry, and unfortunately, it ended up in a mistake and a goal went in. That's someone else. Number 2, I want to go over Kepa. Now, Kepa Arrizabalaga, I feel like, listen, yesterday he was a scapegoat for me. Simple as that, like a scapegoat, because I don't see how the mistake can be his fault. People talking to me about he's out of position, the reason he's out of position is so he can provide a passing option to Zouma, because he was out there and he kind of drifted inside and he's expecting the ball from Jorginho, but Jorginho passes it without looking up. Yet we blame Kepa. I understand he's been a bad keeper, I understand he's made mistakes, but we don't do scapegoating at Chelsea. Like, fans need to wake up and stop being so, you know, like, small-minded. The problem here yesterday wasn't Kepa. Kepa has been a problem, yes, but yesterday he wasn't a problem. So honestly, as a fan base, we need to move on, and if he does play in the final, just stand behind the decision, because under Tuchel, he hasn't been a problem. That's the truth. I think we have to look at, for number 4, the forwards. I think, listen, we also have to look at our forwards. Our forwards here are the likes of Havertz, Giroud, even Tammy. I'm going to talk about Tammy. Number 1, Havertz. I think, listen, that chance is incriminating. I think that chance, that missed shot, is as bad as Jorginho's mistake, and people might disagree with me, but the reason it is this case, because it's a one-on-one. Now, in a one-on-one, you must hit the target. I don't care what is happening. He was one-on-one, he took the ball off of the last defender and he went through one-on-one, yet he missed the target. That's very incriminating. It's very unforgiving. Obviously, listen, he's 21 years old. We have time to kind of, you know, nurture him and see him become a world-class talent potentially, but the problem with that is we don't currently have a striker, and we're using him as a striker. So it's very frustrating, because if it was Timo Werner, then there would be like a meltdown in the fan base, and deservedly so. I think hopefully this isn't just, you know, a constant occurrence with Havertz. I hope this is a one-off. Maybe like he just didn't have a great game, but he owes us a goal in the finals. That's what I'll say, man, because that chance was quite poor, very poor. Go past the keeper, do something effective, but unfortunately he couldn't. Giroud came on, and you know what, like, I think we all understand why Giroud doesn't start now. Like, a lot of the fan base wants to make a hero out of Giroud, but he's not the person to take us forward, not under a Tuchel system. He might be a good third or second option, but if he wants to go, let him go. Like, thank you for everything he's done, but listen, we have to keep moving. We sign a replacement. We sign a younger person who would fit Tuchel's system, and we move next year. Listen, finally, I'm just going to go over the game. I think, listen, the key moments in the game were obviously the missed chance from Havertz, the mistake by Jorginho, misses by Zuma and Giroud, and Mount missed a couple of chances as well. So listen, it's just, no one had a game above 7 out of 10, I'd say. Maybe even 8 out of 10, but I think it was an all-round poor performance that we have to keep moving from. It doesn't matter where we are, like, it doesn't matter, like, the result doesn't matter as much as it would on Wednesday or next Tuesday or Sunday or the Champions League final. So if there was ever a loss to recover from, it's this one. We have to keep moving. Every single game now is a cup final. We treat it like one. Thank you, people.